Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another interesting knife review / knife overview to share with you guys. This is the Maxace Balance, the newest variation of this. You'll notice this one here has a big zirconium inlay, and I know when we hear zirconium we think, oh my gosh, it's going to be ridiculously expensive. Actually, this knife and all of the variations of it are really well priced. I will link this down in the description. It does help my channel and use those links, but that's up to you. You can check it out if you want. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Let's look at some specs. Now, I pulled this off of Blade HQ, and Blade HQ specs are a little off here. So ignore overall length. It's a little longer than that. I'll show you that here in a second. M390, titanium, and then there's a bunch of different inlay options. The weight, pretty heavy, 6.7 ounces. That's just for the standard titanium one. This guy here with the zirconium is going to weigh even more. So this is definitely on the larger side. It's a little bit over what I typically enjoy carrying. We'll get more into that here in just a moment. Let's do some size comparisons up against a couple of knives that are similar in size. Actually, we're going to use my knife today, the Excalibur. So you can see here my Excalibur actually being dwarfed a little bit by this guy, Ontario Rat Model 1. And then let's do a bigger knife, the Demco and Cold Steel AD10. Definitely a knife that is on the larger side. Let's go ahead and do a hardware check. I'll get out my tools. My tools are very inexpensive and very recommendable. You can find them right down in the section of my description that talks about the tools I use on this channel. Making sure that was a T8. Pretty sure this is all T8, which is very good, T8. Pocket clip screw is also going to be T8. The body screws are going to be T8. Really nice. As long as you have the right tools for the job, you should be good to go. Now, the overall length of this knife is actually, and we probably should have just done that with the size comparisons, it's actually about 8.5. The blade length reads there on Blade HQ as 3.63. Yeah, it's 3 3/4 for sure. And the cutting edge is about 3.5 or 3.5 inches. So it is definitely on the larger side. Let's go ahead and move into the review. So here are the categories that we're going to be covering. I'll do my best to be as objective as possible in these initial 6 categories, but I am just a human being, so that only goes so far. I'll do my best though. And then I'll offer a completely and totally separate subjective metal complex cool factor score that you can take into consideration or not. It's just a totally separate part of it. Let's go ahead and move into category 1. So for category 1, which is ease of manipulation, it is pretty darn good. This is a titanium frame lock with a flipper running on bearings. Most companies have this formula down. Maxace definitely does. There's no double clutch. You have amazing access to that lock bar. Very, very comfortable. Flipper tab is great. The detent is a little bit light for flipping, and honestly, it could be a little heavier for the reverse flick. It's good. Like it's there's nothing wrong with it. But in order to get, the highest grades in this new style, it really has to be, really, really awesome, but satisfying. I mean, right in line with what you would expect from any other good titanium frame lock. There's nothing wrong. In fact, it's actually, but I'm going to put it at the highest end of good and give it a B+ there. Detent feels good enough, feels satisfying enough. There's just a little tiny bit lacking there, but overall it's very, very easy to manipulate. There's not really much of a problem with it. This is gonna be second nature to anybody who is familiar with titanium frame locks that utilize bearings. There's not really an issue with trying to figure out where to put your fingers. I mean, there's so much space on the lock bar. Just keep them off the lock bar itself and you should be good to go. I've definitely handled frame locks, like systems like this, that feel better, but this is still really, really, really good. I'm going to give it a B+. Moving on to category 2, which is blade practicality. This is obviously a very practical blade. Fully flat ground, the opening hole there. We actually have a pretty darn good plunge grind. If I'm going to judge that myself, I'll let you guys judge it. But flat ground blade down to a pretty reasonably thin edge, considering it's about 100. They said 150 thousandths. I don't know if I actually believe that that's how thick it is. It doesn't look that thick to me, but I'll go ahead and measure it here for myself. And I mean, it's even thicker. 156? Really? Okay, am I on the flat? Yeah, I guess I was there. So 156, but it does come down to a pretty darn thin cutting edge. Maxace does a good job heat treating M390. It's good. It's just a really, really big blade. And so if you like big blades, you could grade this, you know, much, much higher. I suppose the only thing holding this back is it's probably going to be too much blade for most people. So it is plenty practical. It's probably just a little overkill. There's still room for blades that I think that people in general would consider more practical for your common tasks, and that is what we're grading this on, is like the typical tasks that an average Joe would use a pocket knife for. So this is a bit overkill. That being said, it is still absurdly practical. Like it's a flat ground drop point blade that gets nice and thin. It's going to be very easy to touch up. I mean, you got to work with M390, but nice tip. Wish it had a little bit of jimping. That would have been better. And I honestly wish that the forward choil area would accommodate for more than a single knuckle. That feels like a moment to say giggity. I'm not sure why, but I'll just proceed anyway. I'm going to give it an A-. It deserves an A-. It's a great blade. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just great. Moving on to category 3, comfort in the hand and pocket. In the hand, it's very comfortable. Very comfortable. I want to stress that. Ergonomically, it's very good. Again, I wish that it had some jimping, wish that it had the choke up area, which is kind of blade practicality and kind of comfort, right? It's a little bit of both. But yeah, incredibly comfortable. Manipulation, all that, very comfortable. There's no real hot spots. Even the pocket clip is not a hot spot. In and out of the pocket, it's a bit tight, not a lot of room to get underneath here. And the knife is also big and it's heavy. This zirconium one, even more heavy. I'll weigh this one, but the standard titanium one, weighing 6.7 ounces. My personal line is for like knives that I'm going to consistently carry is about 6 ounces. Anything over that, and I'm kind of like, it's just starting to get, you know, really, really, really heavy. Let's get into pounds here. So the zirconium one, so 6.9 ounces, no, 7 ounces. And then apparently the titanium one weighs about 1/3 of an ounce less. I found that hard to believe. I would think that the titanium one would weigh a little bit less than that, but that's what they have it listed as on Blade HQ. It's still pretty darn big. Like, it's a big, heavy knife, and you can feel it in the pocket for sure. So it's not so much just the weight, but the total size of the object is just bigger than I typically like to carry. Again, if you like bigger blades and you're more comfortable with them, then you could, you know, you could ignore this part of the review completely. That's kind of what I like about having it set up this way, is it tells you exactly what I think, but you can obviously alter that grade for yourself based on your personal experience. This is a bit big for me to carry every single day, but it isn't uncomfortable. It's just like, I noticed it. I would prefer to carry a knife that was a bit more compact, right? Now, that sounds a bit silly, especially considering that the knife that I designed for myself, Excalibur, is very close to the same size. And as an integral, I actually can't remember, what does this weigh? Actually, just under 6 ounces. So that's kind of how that ended up working out. This is about the line for me, honestly. This is about as big a knife as I prefer to carry. And I do like big knives. I wanted to create a knife that was, you know, big and made me feel good about carrying a big knife. I just didn't want it to be too big or heavy for me to carry. This is a pretty darn tall knife, not crazy, but pretty tall and fairly thick. If we put it up against something like, well, we'll put it up against the raccoon here, right? Which isn't necessarily a thinner one. It's a little bit thick. It's a little bit tall. I mean, this is a much more reasonable object to carry, and the pocket clip will fight you a bit, and it's a little bit tight, right? So in the hand, really good. In the pocket, less than good. All the way around, though, I don't think it deserves anything less than a B-. As far as bigger knives go, it's not bad. I would say it's on the low end of good, or maybe the upper end of okay. But this is going to vary from person to person. This is just my own personal grade there. Moving on to category 4, which is reliability. This is a titanium frame lock, which relies on good geometry, and Maxace typically does these really, really well. So there's no reason to think that this would be any different. A frame lock, at best, in my opinion, is about a B+. There are definitely locking systems that I find more reliable, right? And I know that the entire like reliability could apply to a lot of different things, but when it comes to a pocket knife, reliability is almost all in the locking system, right? I mean, obviously we want to talk about correct heat treatment of materials and fit and finish and things like that, but those are all elements that are part of other categories I kind of cover. So when it comes to reliability, we're going to, pretty much focus on the locking system, and it's a good locking system. A frame lock is a good locking system, and a B+ is a good grade, but there are definitely locking systems that would score higher that I find more reliable and definitely stronger. So B+ it is. That's pretty much going to be the way that it is for all frame locks, unless it's a frame lock that shows signs of not being good, like having lock rock or having like excessive lock stick issues or things like that. But this doesn't have any of those, so we're good to go there. As far as category 5 goes, overall quality, it's good. It's not Maxace's like craziest, most supreme work, right? And I understand their machining tolerances on this knife are going to be the same as something that's got a lot more going on. But as far as like the overall quality, is just pretty much what I expect from a basic Maxace knife. They do a good job machining the materials. Everything is as I would expect, especially at this price point. The edge bevel is nice and even. Seating of the hardware is good. It's pretty much par for the course. Good. They're not doing anything crazy standout. I'm not necessarily talking about over embellishment. I'm just talking about the level of overall quality that is being applied to this knife, right, from the it being machined at a certain level. It's exactly what I expect. Pretty much every higher end Chinese production company is capable of the same amount of quality, right? And I have definitely seen knives that exhibit higher levels, right? Is this at the same level as Riat? Or are we gonna, like, if I were to talk about the Gen X Primark, right? The Chinese mid-tech, is it on that level? No, but it's still good. It's exactly good. It's exactly what I would expect it to be. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to give it a B. It's good. Moving on here to category 6, value versus the competition. This is where I think this knife really, really shines. So it is contoured titanium. That's nice. We have a full titanium backspacer. We have a pocket clip. Unfortunately, that's only mountable for right-handed people. I think that was a little bit of a miss there. I do like that they give you options for like big pieces of zirconium or even Damascus, and they don't charge that much for it. Even the Damascus one doesn't get up to $300. The base price of this knife is $188. That's really good. Typically, I expect, Chinese companies that are utilizing titanium and premium materials making a full-size knife, I expect them to be right at about $200. So the fact that Maxace can do this and still come in lower for now is pretty amazing. I have definitely seen knives that I think are a better value, and one of them Maxace makes, like the Black Mirror, for example. Wow, a little smaller knife, right? But for the overall quality and just the total knife package that you're getting, not doing anything special or wild or crazy outside of the options for inlays, but it's a good knife. A little boring, but it's a good knife, a good tool, and it's definitely premium. And I think they are like super competitive at an entry price of $188. Like I said, we're not talking about the absolute pinnacle of value here, but it's very good. In fact, it's great. I'm going to give it an A- in terms of overall value. Little things like centering, of course, and this goes in really the category of, like the overall quality. Your things like centering are spot on. There's no detent lash. There's no, lockup issues, no lock stick, no pivot lash. And it is pretty smooth. Not the smoothest I've ever felt, but definitely enough to where a little bit of encouragement is getting the blade down into the closed position. And that will continue to just get better over time. This is a good knife. Really, it is. As far as my own personal score, it's not doing anything that's making me think like, oh my God, I absolutely have to have this. I do like the zirconium, but that's not, that's not an entry thing. Like, you're not getting that with the base version of the knife, but it is optional. And I do like that my ears kind of perk up at that. Like, you can get a big slab of polished zirconium or Timascus in there for well under $300. That is amazing. It's really, I mean, honestly, it's very, very impressive. And the blade is good looking. It does have that opening hole, right? I mean, it's basic and kind of boring, but it is a good looking knife. Not something that I've got, you know, that I'm going to pull my hair out over, but better than okay. I think it's just good. I'm going to give it a B, my own personal subjective enthusiast collector score. It's cool. Not much of a collection knife, just a really good looking and high quality premium tool. So I'm going to give it a B there. So taking a look at the final scorecard, this is all really good. I mean, we have B, A, B, 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 A, B, like it's all really good. You can ignore my own personal score if you want to, but on those categories where I'm trying to be as objective as possible, you can kind of pick and choose which parts of this, you know, apply to you or that you agree with, right? And then alter things, you know, to kind of better, you know, kind of lean more into the way that you think, right? Obviously, if you like bigger knives, you like heavier knives, you're more comfortable there, then that score that I gave it obviously would be higher for you. But either way, all the way around, especially for people who like larger knives, this is a pretty recommendable knife. And a lot of it really comes with the overall utility, quality, and what you get there for that complete package for the money. $188. That's a really good deal. And I don't think we're going to keep seeing deals like this on knives like this. Not unless everybody gets their crap figured out, right? Which, who knows? But yeah, honestly, would I recommend this to the average person? Probably, it's probably a little bit big for the average person, but people who like bigger knives and are looking to get a premium one at a good value, yeah, 100%. I have to imagine that's probably why you're watching this, right? But if you're not the biggest fan of bigger knives, maybe you want a reason to try one and you don't want to break the bank, but you still want something premium, this would be a good one to give the bigger knife category a shot. You're gonna have to fight that pocket clip a little bit. I wish that they had given it a build that was a little bit easier when trying to slip over that pocket seam. But overall, yeah, it's good. It's not great. You know, this isn't, again, it's not something I think people need to be beating down doors for, but it's definitely a recommendable knife to those specific people. That's going to be it today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.